everybody, and welcome to Machtails from the Cantina. Another round. We are live. Yes, we're live in front of an audience. Hey, we are live in front of an audience. This is a very, very special evening. This is our 1 year anniversary celebration, part one. Hey, I got to give a shout out. Producer Steve is here from the real fans of the saga. I got Tyler Page and Brian Klein from the Babu Freaks in the house tonight. Hey, and a couple other Patreon members. Now, hey, I got the tins. I got the good guys and I got the bad guys. In the bad guy tin, I got the drinking word of the night. I've already had a couple beers to start the show. Hey, we're celebrating our anniversary tonight, aren't we, guys? All right, this is the drinking word of the night. Every time you hear the word audience, drink along with us as we celebrate the 1 year anniversary. You know, when I did this show a year ago, I dropped episode 1, and we're gonna be visiting with a lot of old friends and familiar faces that made this show possible. But I had no idea that I was going to have people in the Wampa Cave for a live show. That was a fantasy of mine. And the show is no end in sight because the Patreon members are making it possible. And I want to thank you guys for watching the show. I want to thank the Patreon members. And if you're a Patreon member, your name is in here. You're going to win a prize. You got to be present to win. And I want to thank Michael Wistock and Kurt Holman for producing the show. I usually talk over the introduction, but since it's a very, very special evening, I want to give my old friend who's lent so much talent to this show the proper introduction. So would you guys please give a warm welcome, performing live, Devil's on the Move tonight, the adapted theme song for Mocktails from the Cantina, my good friend, Robert Hines.
Hey, brother Chris. Hey, I'm having a little hard time here.
One beer too many already there, you know?
Oh, you're on mute. Hey, you're on mute, buddy.
I was on mute, and that's never happened before. I'm just so excited tonight. This is a big, big deal. As you guys know, I take the show very, very seriously. I want to bring on somebody that kind of tends to steal the spotlight from you and me. He was the first guest on Mocktails from the Cantina. He's part of the 400 Club. Only 2 episodes have been viewed more than his. And those are Jimmy Mack and Jason Swank. So would you guys please welcome to the show a familiar face, Sean Hines. Sean, how you doing tonight, man?
What's crapping it? Hey, how are you? How are you? How are you? Well, I was the firstborn in the house, so it's only natural that little brother plays the opening act for me. Hey, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I don't know what you mean about stealing the limelight. I've never heard of such a thing.
Well, hey, you know what I want to do with you guys tonight? I want to play a little game. We're going to play a lot of games tonight because that's what we do on Mocktails. You guys have been bombarded with seriousness throughout the 23 episodes. I want to play a little game with you guys, and this could turn into a little bit of an ugly thing, but it's called Agree or Disagree. So I want to see the siblings here. I'm going to ask you guys questions.
You're trying to start some trouble here, aren't you, buddy?
As always, man. Hey, Sean, I always started trouble with you when the real fans of the saga. You know that's what I do. Okay, so I'm going to ask the brothers a question here. The first question is, my brother is overly obsessive about his hobby. My brother is overly obsessive about his hobby. Agree or disagree? Oh, okay. Hey, you have music and Star Wars right there. Okay. Green vegetables are a great side dish.
Meat and potatoes. Give me that steak. Walk the cow over to me. I'll point at what I want, throw it on the grill.
All right. Marvel is better, and I could give two shits personally, but Marvel is better than DC. Marvel is better than DC.
That's kind of a trick question, but I will.
Okay. Okay. That's
universe. We've got to come on. We got to give a little credit to Marvel. They have good movies. Come on.
Well, if we're talking movies, yes, yeah. Hands down.
I mean, nobody is discounting Superman and Batman, right? I mean, come on, that's silly. So they have Superman and Batman and many other great characters, but
yeah, they just don't know what to do with them in the movies.
I haven't seen the new cut of,
we're gonna turn up the heat a little bit. My brother has done some crazy shit that I would never think about doing.
Okay.
I'm pretty much up for anything.
Okay, so Rob, what is the craziest thing you saw your brother do? There's no way in hell that you would do that.
See, that's tough. There's been so many. It's hard to pick like just one. Just generally his go for itness. You know what I mean? I am of a bit more conservative disposition when it comes to a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So he tends to charge headfirst into things a lot more than I do. I'm kind of like when I'm a kid, I'm like watching Sean. I'm like, okay, he didn't break his leg again. We could try that. We could try what he did.
Yeah, I guess it's probably part of the reason why they had me on a first name basis at the local hospital growing up. They almost called DCFS on my parents for child abuse because of all the trips to the hospital.
And alcohol was probably not involved. Look at that.
No, not.
One that I witnessed though was the treehouse build in the old rotten tree apple tree in the backyard when you would concuss yourself falling upside down over the.
I did a backflip out of the tree and landed the mount face first into a pile of broken bricks. So knocked myself out, had a little concussion, no big deal. But the good news about that was the scarring on my face was perfectly timed for Halloween that year.
Yes.
I was supposed to be Han Solo that Halloween, but people thought I was a zombie because of the face scarring.
This is a question that might bring up some old unresolved issues. I'm still mad about something my brother did a long time ago and he never apologized.
Oh, really? Oh, you're talking about?
I'm talking. That's the question.
That's the question. I thought that was the setup of something that happened to you. Okay, try again.
Yeah.
All right. So my brother is still upset about something that he did that I did a long time ago. So you got any resentment? Any resentment that somebody should?
No, I don't. Not anymore. I think.
Yeah, I really don't have. We're good. I mean,
Okay.
I wasn't. I may not have been the most friendliest of brothers growing up, but you move past that and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I did try a few times to kill him, but that was neither here nor there.
So, next question was the last 13 months. I've bonded with my brother more than I ever have before.
Actually, I don't know. I mean, like maybe. I mean, like we did those movies in the driveway. That was a lot of fun, And I mean, well, we've always done stuff together, like So I wouldn't say more.
I'd say it's about the same.
Yeah.
So COVID-19 did not enhance your relationship.
No. I mean, we were safe about the times we would get together. We weren't, and it wasn't even that often. So it stayed about the same. So I'll just go agree to disagree on that one.
Hey, Sean, I love your signs. I love the signs are awesome. I always thought my brother was the favorite. The favorite, just in general. Could be grandma, could be the parents. We got the firstborn there, firstborn syndrome. So, you guys.
So you're asking me if I ever thought Rob was the favorite? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob, let me hear your answer, man.
I don't know. I seem to think our sister got a bit of favoritism, if I'm not mistaken, from our upbringing. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, she. Well, we both favored our sister. Let's just be honest on that one. That's our baby. That's our baby sis. She's the neutral territory in that argument. But me and the lack of ego that I have as the firstborn, surely played no part into that. When it came to searching parental and grandparental affection.
So, okay, now this one, I have a feeling we're going to kind of wrap it up with this question, very similar to the first question about the hobby. My brother is always trying to steal the show. The show, the spotlight.
Let's see. I don't know, Sean. I mean, you're always trying to steal the spotlight. Well, I mean,
you think? No, I think. I don't know about that. I think I try to play fair, right? What do you think? I mean,
be honest.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Like right now, like I'm trying to put my card up and you interrupt me. So I mean,
it's all that. No, that's all nonsense. You know what? We don't have to get into that right now because in fact, you know what? Let's. I think I need to take a break from this.
Always.
We're gonna settle this in a second here.
Yeah, right. Okay. See, look, you just picked a scab, Chris, and now look now you're bleeding. Now we're bleeding, and he can't handle the heat. We were just having a nice little game, but what are you gonna do? Anyways, that should give you an idea of who the big ham is around here. So I don't know what to tell you about.
Try to steal my limelight, will you?
Hey, you guys! Hey, wait! You guys are at the same place?
Oh, sorry. Was that live?
We were off screen at that moment, right?
Does that count as stealing the spotlight?
You guys are fighting for the spotlight. You guys are fighting for the spotlight.
No, so camera's got to be on me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, I love you. I love you guys both. I can. My production would not be anything if it wasn't for you guys. Hey, Rob, we're going to check in with you a little later. Sean, again, congratulations on being part of the 400 Club, man.
Hey, it's more than an honor for me. And, I'm a media whore at the end of the day anyway. So, it's all good. And just to be in the same grouping as the world-class talents of Jimmy Mack and Jason from River Force Radio, I mean, I shouldn't even be close to them. They're saying I'm not that. I'm not that interesting. Come on, but we're not worthy. We're not worthy. We suck.
I feel like I'm watching an episode of WWF from the late '80s, like behind the scenes there. Exactly. All right, cool. Hey, guys. Hey, Rob, we're going to check in with you later. You got more tunes for us. Sean, I love you, man. Thanks again for joining the show. Take it easy, brother.
Have a good old show.
We'll see. Thank you, man. Thank you. Hey, you know what? I forgot to mention. Okay, so Tyler, I want to thank you, man, for everything that you've done. I want to, again, man, you provided us with craft services tonight. We had a pregame here in the Wampa Cave. We had some pregame beers, some pregame food. You know what? I did something special for you tonight. And what it is I gave you, now this is a lot harder than it sounds. But tonight, brother, I give you an IMDb credit for Machtails.
Oh,
So, and your IMDb credit, now I got to tell you, it took me a long time to get an IMDb credit for The Force Among Us. But I give you an IMDb credit for production assistant. You remind me of myself when I'm working in the TV business. You're always there at my side. You're always doing whatever I need you to do. So, hey, man, thank you. Hey, let's hear it for Tyler, man. Let's hear it for Tyler. So, if you go to IMDb Mocktails, you will see Tyler's credit there. So, and I could not have done it without you by any means. Okay. So, my next guest is somebody that is the pioneer of Star Wars fandom. And fandom's always going to exist, no matter who was there in the beginning. But I am honored to call this guy a friend of mine. Would you guys please welcome to the show, back to the show, my old friend, Dan Madsen. Dan, I feel like Sean and Rob, we're not worthy. Hey, Dan, thank you again for taking so much time over the years that you've spent with me. And I got to tell you that I was going through a little bit of a dark stretch around the anniversary of the pandemic, which was a month ago. And I reached out to you and I told you that I was having a hard time with the passing of time and, just dealing with that. And you were so kind enough to respond to me and just steer me in the right direction. And I'm thankful for not only your talent, but your friendship as well.
You're all right, Chris. Well, you know what? I knew you did. You just have to get through all of that. And I knew you would. So,
well, hey, man, I appreciate it. And I owe you an apology because you were on one of the early episodes. And with your episode, the editing was so sloppy. It's like I was so honored that you were on the show. And here I am, just trying to get an episode out. We're going to release episode 24 next week.
Oh, my gosh.
It's like our 8th live show.
Incredible.
We've just done so much content. But this year, in 6 days, it's the 22nd anniversary of episode 1. So 22 years ago, you were running around like I was tonight with a chicken with your head cut off, your body.
Oh, my gosh. I can't even imagine. That's hard for me to believe it's been that long, 22 years ago. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, speaking about the passing of time, do you feel like, does that feel like yesterday? Do you feel a little older? Where do you stand with 22 years from Celebration 1?
It feels like 22 years to me. I don't know how we did it at the time. Like I said, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was a stressful time. It was, I enjoyed it immensely though. I mean, I have to say though, it does seem like it was a long time ago to me now. Cause so much water has been under the bridge since I did that. I sold the fan club and then I've been, I was with Ashley Eckstein and her universe for 11 years And that was all after that. So, there's been a lot of stuff I've done all since that time.
Well, I appreciate you still reminiscing about those old days. And, that's what we do on this show. We reminisce about things that we did a long time ago. And we've done a lot since the early days. But it's always fun to celebrate those achievements that we've accomplished.
Definitely.
I want to play a game with you. This game is called Fanboy Fanboy Freakout. Fanboy Freakout. Now, I know you were not able to attend every Star Wars celebration in the past.
Correct.
But I know it's not difficult to put yourself in the shoes of the ultimate fanboy because you are one. So right. I'm going to read a pair of things that happened at Star Wars Celebration. I was honored to be at all the Star Wars celebrations. You're the one that kind of sent me down that rabbit hole with the first one. But as a fan, or maybe as a promoter, I want you to answer these, okay?
Okay.
The first one is, what would make you freak out more as a fan? Ian McDermott making his long-awaited and long overdue appearance at a Star Wars convention, which was Celebration Europe in 2007, or the Rogue One cast, most of the cast appearing only one time on stage at Celebration Europe 2016.
Oh, I'd have to go with the Rogue One because I've met Ian McDermott. So that, as much as I would love to see him on stage and everything, and that was incredible. I would still it would have to be the Rogue One cast because that movie is, as I know for you, that movie was holds a special place for me.
Absolutely. Hey, I gotta say it. Amen to that, man.
Amen.
Amen
to that. I got a pumpkin.
hey, it's cool because when I had you on the show back in the early days of the pandemic, which wasn't that long ago, but I said, hey, Dan, I want you on the show, but you got to have a drink with me. And you drank, it was, I want to say Winston Churchill's favorite brandy. And I just thought that was.
Do you remember what it was called?
I don't.
It's Ararat brandy.
Yes, that's what it is. Yes,
Ararat brandy. I was drinking a glass of that with you.
Yeah, and that was a great time, man.
I enjoyed that. That was a great show. I really enjoyed that. That was fun to do with you.
It's fun having you back on, man.
It is. It's good. We'll have to do it more often.
Absolutely. You haven't been on the show since, but it's great to have you back. Okay, question number 2.
Yep.
Hayden Christensen's debut at Star Wars Celebration 2. Okay, Attack of the Clones had just come out, and he was the star. He was the star of the show, or his long-awaited return many years later, Star Wars Celebration Orlando in 2017. What would make you freak out more, his debut or his return?
His debut, because at that point, everything was fresh and new, and he was. Everybody was wondering what Anakin would be like grown up, to that extent. So, yeah, I'd have to say his debut. No question about it.
Yeah, you know what? His debut was great, but I feel like his return was that much better because, unfortunately, Hayden got a lot of hate from so many fans, and it was just a great moment when he showed up at Star Wars Celebration. I don't know. You guys agree with that? Hayden's return?
My true fanboy moment will be when he comes back in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and we get to see him at the celebration after that.
Yes. When he comes back. Yes.
When he comes back for that, after he's been on the Kenobi show, then that would be a real fanboy moment.
Yeah, amen to that, man. And then he's going to attend Star Wars Celebration.
Of course.
Okay, so next question. Jay Lagaya, who played Captain Typho, singing with the jazz ensemble at Star Wars Celebration 3, which I must inform you guys, tonight is the anniversary of Star Wars Celebration 3.
Is that right?
it was the last day of Star Wars Celebration 3. So Jay sang with the jazz ensemble, or the other fanboy freakout moment would be the Indy Symphony in Indianapolis. Episode Celebration 2, they played John Williams' score. They played like a John Williams concert. What would make you freak out more?
Definitely for me, the Indianapolis orchestra, because I'm a concert fan in respect to classical music, and I love John Williams, although I like jazz too. But I have to be honest, I'd have to go with the John Williams score and the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra. I gotta
tell you, I was at both of those. I was excited about both of them, but the Symphony they did not do John Williams' music justice. And I gotta tell you, I love jazz, and Jay Lagaya has some pipes on him, man. That was a great, great concert.
I wish I'd seen that. I hadn't seen that. I would love to have seen it.
There's not a lot of footage of that online. It's kind of hard to find, but it was great concert. The 20th anniversary of Episode 1 in Chicago, which you were a part of, you got on stage, or Celebration 1 kicked off the Phantom Menace.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'd have to say Celebration 1 kick off Phantom Menace, because that was my baby, and I had put a lot of work and effort and time into getting it ready and preparing it, and irregardless of the stress behind it and the weather not cooperating with us, I'd still have to go with that, because that was a good time. I really enjoyed being the center of the Star Wars universe, meaning Denver, Colorado, and us there running that. It was a dynamic time. So I would definitely have to go with Celebration 1 on that one, only because it was my baby.
You know what? I got to go with that too, because there was nothing quite like hearing the announcement of Star Wars Celebration being announced in Denver. I had to get on a plane, and I love to travel. And I was like, oh my God, there's a Star Wars event, a 3-day Star Wars event in Denver. I was so excited about that event. And Dan, again, man, I'm sure you heard this before from us fanboys. If you ever did Star Wars Celebration 1, I don't believe that would have opened there probably would have been a Star Wars convention eventually.
Yeah, I'm sure there would have been. Yeah.
I don't believe, I mean, you truly, as a fan, you truly set the foundation of that convention. And episode 2, Celebration 2, had the same spirit that you brought to Celebration 1. You know,
yeah, I think it did, and I mean, it was a labor of love for not only me but everybody that worked on it with me, and including, the folks at Lucasfilm, and especially Steve Sansweet. And so, we all worked in unison to try to make it the best we could, and we had challenges, but I do think it set the course for everything going forward, and I'm proud that we made it happen like we did.
Amen to that as well, man. Amen to that as well. Carrie Fisher's appearance for auto and photo ops at Celebration 2. Now, she had appeared a couple years earlier at Disney World at Star Wars Weekends. Or Irvin Kershner's rare and only appearance, and it's kind of hindsight, right? His only appearance at Celebration 4. Looking back on it, that's tough, right? Because they're both, God bless them both, they both passed on. What's the bigger fanboy moment to brag about, I guess?
That's a tough one, because I love Irvin Kershner, and I got to interview him many years ago for the Star Wars Insider. Boy, that is a really tough one. I guess, though, only because I love Carrie Fisher so much, I would have to say Carrie Fisher, because she was so special and dynamic, and I loved her personality, and her appearing there I remember the excitement and buzz about her being there and signing. So I'm gonna go with Carrie, as much as I love Irvin Kershner.
Yeah, I you know what? I think you can't really argue that, because Carrie has been part of Star Wars a lot more than Kirsch. I mean, Kirsch was part of the biggest Star Wars film that is a fan favorite. You
I
know,
still
but Carrie,
think he may have made the very best of all the Star Wars films, quite frankly.
well, but he didn't make Rogue One.
Well, Rogue One. Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Okay, last question, man. Last question. Mark Hamill's first appearance at Celebration 5. Now that's Celebration 5. That's kind of late for Mark Hamill.
Yeah, that is late for Mark.
You know, Carrie was there at Celebration 2. Mark didn't show up until 5. Or George Lucas's ultra rare and unusual appearance at Celebration 3.
Oh man, you're asking some tough ones because those are both fanboy moments that I would love. Well, Mark Hamill's a favorite of mine because he's just so fun to be around and fun to talk to, and he loves the fans. But I would have to go with George only because it's so rare for George to be there, and it's so rare to get a moment with George that yeah, I'd have to go with the George appearance only because it all started with George. You and I wouldn't even be sitting here talking to one another if it hadn't been for George.
Absolutely. And of course, as we know, Mark Hamill made several more appearances.
That's right.
At Celebration. And George made a couple, but there was nothing like his appearance at Celebration 3.
No. Just the excitement of having, the creator there. That was pretty doggone special. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you try to get George at Celebration 1?
Here's the thing. Yes, but he was in England still shooting or finishing up on episode 1. So he made a special video for us that we played on the big screen in the main auditorium.
Yes.
Welcoming everybody and thanking everybody for coming to Celebration 1. But I wanted to have the whole original cast from Star Wars at Celebration 1. I wanted Mark and Carrie. I knew Harrison would be almost impossible to get, but I thought I could get David Prowse and Peter Mayhew and all those, but Lucasfilm really wanted me to focus on Phantom Menace. They really wanted to just keep it to the cast members from the new film and really give a focus to that. And of course, since Anthony is in that, he was one of the originals that got to come. But yeah, I was disappointed because I always envisioned to have Mark and Carrie at Celebration 1, but it wasn't to be according to Lucasfilm.
Again, you set the tone for Celebrations to follow. After that too, maybe that's why Mark Hamill didn't show up at Celebration 2 and Celebration 3 because they were promoting those were movies at the time. Right.
They were promoting the films that came at that time. And they really wanted, to keep it focused on those new prequels. And so, yeah, I really pushed to get Mark Hamill there, but it didn't fly ultimately.
Well, hey, Dan, thanks again, not only for your friendship, but everything you've done for me as a Star Wars fan. Hey, you know what? We can make some beer out of that pumpkin.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah, let's make some beer out of this pumpkin.
I got a couple of craft brewers here from in the Wampa Cave. So, hey, Dan, thanks again, brother, for your time. Keep in touch, man. Keep in touch. We'll see you, man. Take care. All right, hey, before I bring on my next guest, I want to bring Rob back on, my buddy Rob Hines back on. Hey, Rob, you know what? This is a Star Wars themed show. And you know me, I'm a music lover, so I don't mind pushing non-Star Wars music down people's throats. But I got to tell you, do you have anything for the Star Wars audience this evening?
I got a little something here. Let me see what I got. Oh yeah.
See, I'm muted again. I keep muting myself. You know what? Too many beers. But real quick, I got to give a shout out to John Zancanaro John Jacanaro, my Patreon member and a friend up in Milwaukee area, actually up in Appleton area. Rich, you're from up there too. Space Cloud. It's a Star Wars inspired label if I've ever seen one. So anyways, I'm getting a little too loose here. I want to bring on somebody very, very special. Everybody's special tonight. The man that brings you all the news that fits to Muse. Would you guys please welcome my old friend, Jedi Swank.
Hey. Oh, listen to that. Thunderous applause.
Yeah, hey, Jason, I don't know if you picked up on that, but that was from your demo that we talked about. All the news.
Oh, my God. That's right.
Brings to Muse. Hey, man, I got to thank you for everything that you've done for my luxurious fanboy career. I know you've been a big supporter for a long time. You, my friend, are holding the #1 record since your Father's Day episode with me was released back in June.
Wow, that's an honor. I mean,
we're hitting close on 700 right now. We're close to 700 views. That's a lot for a small production like Machtails.
No, I think it's great. That was a really great conversation too. I remember it was very very loose and very poignant at times. So that's great.
We are going to revisit a little bit of that. I want to ask you, you're kind of in the same business as me. You're in the entertainment business. I know you work at the theater. You know, when this pandemic first hit, I went back and listened to the episode that I did with you. The entertainment business was in shambles. How are things looking for you in that department, and are things getting better?
Yeah, I mean, things are certainly on their way back. There are positive signs that perhaps the winds are about to stop blowing quite as hard as they were. We're announcing shows in Cleveland. We are about to reopen the theaters at a limited capacity for the first time in over a year in June. And the big Broadway touring shows are expected to be back, hitting the road in the fall. Broadway itself will be back, if not in late summer in some fashion, certainly by fall. So we're getting there, but it's still, people are still. I think the big challenge is not going to be so much waiting for perhaps the regulations to change, but maybe waiting for people's attitudes and some of their perhaps for maybe some of their fear to dissipate, that sort of thing. So I think it's really it's less about regulation now and more about people's attitudes and feelings.
Yeah, I'm starting to hear from some of my clients in the business, and they're starting to pick up some jobs here and there down the stretch. But it's good to hear that input from you, because that's more than my clients told me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then and I came at it from the big bus and truck Broadway perspective, but in terms of concerts, I mean, I think when it was all said and done, I think we canceled or postponed 1,100 shows. I mean, something insane, incredible number of shows. And so a lot of those, not just the ones that were postponed are being rescheduled, but there's new stuff being booked. So it's coming back. I mean, the producers seem to be very, very excited. Of course, the talent seems to be very, very willing to come out, but there are challenges. I think the biggest challenge, as I said, is the public appetite. No one knows what it's going to be. There has yet to be, to my knowledge, a big concert. I mean, there's been obviously sporting events, but there's not been a big concert event that's been put on sale.
Yeah, and things keep getting pushed back. Nothing is set in stone. But hey, I want to change. Hey, what are you drinking tonight, man? You look like you're drinking.
I'm drinking bourbon.
Bourbon.
This is a small. This is a small batch from a company right actually in town, Cleveland. It's Cleveland bourbon.
Cleveland bourbon.
So-
You know, it's funny because when I had you on the show for the Father's Day episode, I know you weren't drinking your favorite bourbon, but it sounds like you're drinking your favorite bourbon tonight.
I'm very particular about my bourbon. It has to be wet, and if it is, then I'm gonna drink it.
Hey, cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Hey, I want to play a little game time with you. You know, that's what we do on Machtails.
Yes.
This is called Did It Happen? Did It Happen? Okay. So you like me, we both co-host a show.
Right.
I'm gonna rattle off a couple things, and you're gonna tell me if it happened or not. And if you get it right, I will take a drink. Okay? I will take
Okay.
a drink.
Okay.
All right. Someone spilled a beer on Mocktails from the Cantina while in the middle of an interview.
I know for sure that happened. That was Jimmy Mack.
You know what? I would take a drink. I don't remember that.
Well, maybe I have it confused with something else. I thought for sure.
Oh no, you're talking about when I was supposed to be on an episode of the Babu Freaks. He had a tall beer, and he spilled his beer there.
Okay, all right.
Ryan's over there live in the audience, and he is clarifying that for us.
Jimmy Mack spilling beer on himself in his studio. It's
Happens a lot.
yeah, I think so. It happens more often than that one time. So that was what I was thinking of. But who are you?
You know what? Nobody. The only one that spilled a beer out of all the Zoom recordings was me on a 10-hour Zoom episode of my birthday chat.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, so I took a drink anyway because I don't remember Jimmy Mack's interview in detail because we had a 5-hour chat. Okay,
Yeah.
He's
still talking. I think somewhere he's still doing that interview. Still going on. That's why he's not here. He thinks he is.
Yeah, that's why he's not here tonight because we are on limited time. Okay, I appeared pantsless on Zoom.
On purpose?
Just because I had the freedom. I mean, you don't know if I'm wearing pants right now or not, do you?
I don't. It's only in my imagination. Did it happen? Did you appear pantless?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to take a wild guess based on just knowing you. I think it's very possible. I'm gonna go with yes. I'm gonna say yes. It did happen that you appeared on Zoom pantless.
No, I appeared in my sleepy pants, and
Wait, your what?
My pajamas. I call them my sleepy pants.
Sleepy pants. Oh well, yes. Okay. I was.
But last night when I was doing a test with my next guest, John Duffy, I got out of bed and I came down here and I was in my underwear. But that was not part of the Mocktails from the Cantina recording.
Okay, but you did appear in sleepy pants.
Sleepy pants, yes. Okay, follow-up question for that. Was morning drinking involved?
With the sleepy pants?
Well, you would think so, right? That's a clue. Was morning drinking involved while I was interviewing somebody on Mocktails?
Oh, were you morning drinking?
Yes. In my sleepy pants.
Boy, in your sleepy pants. Wow. All right. I'm going to say no. Chris was not morning drinking. You don't seem like a morning drinker to me.
You know what? I'm not a morning drinker, but I drink on the show, as you know. And my friend, Mark Dramol in Belgium, he's like, it's 5:00 here. Can you do a Zoom chat?
Wow.
And I'm like, well, I got to keep the continuity going. So I did have a morning beer when I recorded Mark. Yes. But I took a drink anyway.
I don't know you as well as I thought I did.
But no, I'm not. No, you're right. You know me because I am not a morning drinker. That was one exception. One exception. Okay, a guest declined an invitation to Mocktails from the Cantina.
Oh, that's bound to happen. I would assume that you've had at least one, right?
You know what? The only one that had bailed on me was Bo's widow. And I think she just couldn't handle the emotion. It was on my birthday. So Lisa Duffy took her spot. Believe it or not, I've had an issue because of availability getting Courtney Mocked, my sister, and Jimmy Mack on the show, but they've always come through. And Steve Sansweet, who I thought was going to decline the invite, he's joining Machtails next month.
Wow, that's great.
So
that's very good.
Very, very happy about that.
So you're on a streak.
I'm on a streak, yes.
Despite your sister and Jimmy Mack.
my good friend of my family, right?
Right.
All right. The F-bomb is always edited out on my YouTube episodes.
Isn't that a law? Like you have to, isn't it? On YouTube, unless
Judas Priest says I'm breaking the law.
Well, but you can't be monetized. Can you be monetized if you're dropping F-bombs?
I'm not getting enough views to be monetized, man. I don't care about the money. I'm not doing this for the money.
All right. Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. There was a fire during somebody's interview.
Oh wow. Wow. That's wild. I think that is. I'm going to go true. Yes, I'm going to say yes. There was a fire. That's just too random for you to make up.
Okay. Hey, what do you guys think? Was there a fire during somebody's interview? No. Okay. You know what? I got to tell you, that is incorrect. I just threw that out there for fun. I'm like, I got to stump him now.
I think that seems entirely possible.
Someone drank so much that they puked during their interview.
Yes.
Well, you know what? Hey, the night's young, my friend.
All right. Can I be the first?
That never happened.
No, but do you remember? Were you there at Star Wars Celebration when we were? It was an after, event. We were at the bar at the hotel, and that dude puked all over the table. Were you there? We had at least like 15 people at the table. Were you there for that?
No, I was not there for that. Hey, were you guys there?
One of these guys might have. Is that Rich over there? Is Rich Brendel here?
We got Rich. We got Rich in the house tonight.
You weren't there for that? No. Okay. You got to ask Glenn Nelson. That was a friend of Glenn Nelson's. So.
Oh yes, I know it wasn't. It was a friend of Glenn Nelson. Yeah. You know where that was? That was down. Glenn had actually told me that story. That was down in. That
was Florida.
Orlando. Okay, I thought it was down at Star Wars Fan Day. The one that Philip Wise used to do.
No. This was after that. This was after that.
It would be everybody gets. Hey, when you guys go to Florida for a celebration, make sure you hydrate so you don't throw up all over the table.
Yeah. And don't try weed for the first time when you're
don't try
drunk off
your first time either.
I think that's what that guy's problem was. I think he was a first timer on the.
All right, I got two more questions for you, man.
Okay.
None of the guests on Mocktails from the Cantina tested positive for COVID-19.
None of the guests.
None of the guests.
Well, if I put my tinfoil hat on, I would say yes. That's bound to be true. You are kind of like a lucky penny. I'm going to say yes, that somehow through the force, Mocktails from the Cantina guests were somehow immune from COVID-19.
No, there were 4 guests.
Oh God.
Yeah. My friend John Duffy and my friend Patrick Jesse, who tested positive but were asymptomatic. But my filmmaker partner Ian Basic and my editor Dennis Zanos got their asses kicked from COVID-19.
Wow.
Last question, man, and thank you so much, Jason, for your time. I really, really appreciate it.
I'm really stinking it up with this game. I had I known, I would have actually watched more episodes.
Well, you know what though? You know what? I got to tell you, I'm glad you stunk it up because I would have had no more beer in my glass.
Oh, all right. Well,
okay. Cheers. Last question.
Yeah.
I decided not to release an episode that I recorded.
Wow. You know, I have to say, as a podcaster of going on 15 years, that's never happened. That's never happened to us. I
You've
can't
never-
imagine. And I know what effort you go through to book guests, get everybody situated. I find it very hard to believe that you recorded something and have never released it.
Well, I gotta finish. You got it wrong, so I gotta drink the rest of that.
Oh my God. Boy.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. I did not release an episode that I recorded with my friend right there, Brian Klein.
Mm-hmm.
He will always be resentful towards me for that. My artist, who I had a bad fall.
Brian, you must have really sucked. What went wrong in that interview?
Well, no, it's not that he sucked.
I mean, if you didn't make the cut on Machtails, dude, jeez.
No, it was more of an editing issue. It was more of an editing issue. And
did you lose the episode? Did you lose it? Because that's happened to us quite a few times.
No, I never lost an episode. One episode that I chose not to release was a friend of mine, Patrick Jesse, because the recording was only close-up angles. We were never on screen together at the same time.
Gotcha.
So I decided to pass on that. My artist, I had a falling out with him. I didn't release his episode, and my own brother Josh, my own blood. I chose not to release his episode. So,
boy, that the family stuff is really. Maybe you could do an episode with your family, with everybody, and just watch what happens.
Yeah, we can have Rich over there be the counselor.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Machtails counselor. Okay, Jason, thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
And it's
thank you
it's
so
an honor that the episode we did together is so well received. And
it is.
Let's do it again.
Absolutely. Hey, again, thank you for your time as always, brother. Take care.
All right, bud. You too.
Right. We'll see you. Bye-bye. All right. Hey, before I bring on my final guest, I want to bring on my buddy Robert Hines as I grab a drink and everybody takes a refresher. Robert, what do you got for us, man?
Happy anniversary.
Cheers, brother. Hey, you know what? Why don't you play a tune for us, man? Why don't you play a tune for us?
Sure, I can play a little something. Scavengers and thieves have stolen all my stuff. I was really young when I realized I finally had enough. Yeah, charlatans and prospectors of the worst kind, coming by to take what's mine. Now I could be paranoid, but everyone's out to get me. This contract to kill is heavy. Paid the fall to help me. Yeah, it's all in your mind, my friend said. You're just talking crazy again. But they're coming by in droves for my gig. One day, when it's over, gonna walk right down to the water's edge. Yeah. With my baby on the mountain ledge, I wanna see the days to go. Many of them are gonna see the sun. Yeah. One day, when it's over, I will learn my lesson and I've done it well. Walk on by and I live to tell the story. This scrupulous disease doing just what it please. They were scavengers and thieves, masterminds of evil. Gonna slip it up their sleeve and it's gone. But one day, when it's over, gonna walk right down to the water's edge. With my baby on the mountain ledge, I will see the days me tell the story. This disease doing just what it please. They were scammers and thieves. Masterminds evil. They're gonna slip it up their sleeve till it's gone.
Hey, cool. Thanks, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, we will have you close out the show, man. We'll be back with you. We'll be back with you. Hey, the next guest that I want to bring on, he is in the flesh. He is in person. The St. Pat's Day episode, he had a pre-recorded message. This is an old friend, maybe one of the oldest Star Wars friends that I have. That's not family, but he's considered family. He's considered my dysfunctional brother at this point. Would you guys please welcome to the show a man that's very hard to get a hold of, even for me, my old friend, John Duffy. John, welcome to the show.
Peaceful, nothing interesting or socially relevant happens, bucolic Minnesota.
Hey, man, it is always good to see you. Always good to see you, my friend. So, hey, I want to tell you, we've come a long way on Machtails from the Cantina. I got a microphone. Got a webcam. Got a webcam that I can't even show my live audience again. Here we go.
Hey, live audience. So, Chris, how much, I mean, you got all the equipment, but you got us, or me at least, using this new video app or whatever. How much of that evolution do you kind of credit or blame to coronavirus? Forcing people to, hey, you got to adapt, motherfucker. You're not going to do nothing. Or people that are just so bored, we got to figure out a way to do this from our homes.
Well, you know what? I got to tell you, man, I feel like I've kind of learned to adapt because this show would not have existed without COVID-19. Machtails would not exist without COVID. Can I get an applause for that? Can I?
I guess I'm one of the rarities where I actually go to work every day, and when I drive to work, my neighbors look at me and go, "What the hell are you doing?" And I watch you guys. I watch you. I don't mean it as a put down either, but just the things that people are learning to do, and Chris and I have both worked in the restaurant business. Looking at the restaurants that don't attempt to adapt, and they go out of business, and the ones that try to adapt are flourishing, or at least their employees are not losing their homes and their children and God knows what else. And watching your show, you're getting better at it, or maybe technology is making it easier for you to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think, hey, well, one, I take that as a compliment. I feel like I take this show very seriously, probably more seriously than I should, or more serious than my wife wants me to. But I feel like technology does make it easier for me to progress with the show, with, the webcam, the microphone. But when I first started doing this show, back in April of last year, I was doing it from my computer mic. If you go back and watch our episode, my mic is so hot, it's unlistenable. I should have gotten a mic from the get-go, but I was so excited to see you. I was so excited to see you. If anybody's partied with me, you, and my sister Courtney at the same time, they know that they need to wear earplugs because we are the loudest talking drinkers on earth. Loudest. Hey, speaking about drinkers, I want to play a game with you. This is a drinking game. Yes, this is a little immature, but this is what we do on Machtails from the Cantina.
Or on days off, or after work on work days. And yeah, anyway.
This
Let's go.
This episode is called Never Have I Ever. And I got to apologize to my friend Tyler over there, man. My friend Tyler over there is technical directing, and I keep hitting all these buttons. I'm completely stepping on buttons. Completely stepping on it. There he is in the corner. There he's completely stepping on his toes,
Nice basement, dude.
So, hey, you know what? I am so fortunate to be down here in the Wampa Cave with my good friends this evening. Woo! And, hey, there we go. Woo! Okay, we got Brian's not happy about me cutting his episode from season 1 of Machtails from the Cantina. But okay, so this is called Never Have I Ever. You need to take a drink if this happens. So, for an example, I'm going to say we wanted to date each other's sisters. Okay, if you wanted to date my sister ever, you would drink. Okay? So if you agree with it, this is a truth. This is question number 1. I wanted to date each other's sisters. So, for example, I'm going to take a drink because I wanted to date your sister, but you introduced me to my ex-wife. Yeah. Okay, so you wanted to date my sister, Courtney. I
didn't say that. I just took a drink.
Okay.
I'm going to have to look Courtney in the eye someday and
answer for this.
Say it, man.
All right, I thought Attack of the Clones was better than The Phantom Menace. I took a drink on that.
Right. I'm right there with you, bro.
I took a drink on that because when I first saw Attack of the Clones, I thought it was the best Star Wars movie ever. But looking back on it, The Phantom Menace is 10 times better. Never have I ever thought the sequels was better than the prequels.
The sequel, is that even a question?
Yeah, I can't drink on that. I never thought the sequels were better than the prequels. Never, ever.
It was, but when they came out, you were like, or at least I was, just give me more Star Wars. It doesn't even have to be good. I don't care if that heroin's laced with like baking soda or fentanyl. Give me it. And now looking back, it's like, what the hell was I thinking?
Well, I don't know. There is a lot of hate based around the sequels. I never hated the sequels, but I never felt the same magic even leading up to those movies. I always felt like, the prequels were talked about for so long, and then we got them. And then it's like, okay, we're never going to get 7, 8, 9. And then we hear that Lucasfilm sells to Disney. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're coming out with 3 new Star Wars movies, and we're going to come out with them starting next year. Yeah, shove them down your throat. Right. Okay. Never have I ever thought Rogue One was better than A New Hope. And my friend, might as well drink this whole glass.
No way.
No, so much better. I don't know. Hey, what do you, hey, the audience, I want to hear from my audience. What do you guys think? You guys ever thought that A New Hope was better than Rogue One?
Yeah.
No,
New Hope is better than Rogue One.
Oh, yeah. No, you're crazy. You're crazy. No. Rogue One is 10 times better than New Hope. And I don't want to hear any bullshit about, there wouldn't be a Rogue One if there wasn't a New Hope. No, that's...
Trinity is New Hope, Empire, Rogue One. Those are the 3 best.
Since I don't want to get kicked out, I'll agree.
Hey, you're going to get kicked out of the Wampa Cave if you disagree with that. All right, hey, I thought Carrie Fisher was the sexiest thing in Star Wars.
I lost my virginity to her many times when I was
Many times. Hey, how can you?
It was everybody, whoever in the audience clapped. Yeah, it was me and you together.
How? Wait a minute. How can you lose your virginity several times? You only lose it once.
This might not be the appropriate channel, but it involves a couple boxes of Kleenex and a VCR.
Okay, that's gonna lead me to my next question. Actually, never have I ever seen the Star Wars porno.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to see you.
Animated one? Oh, there's been a few. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean I have to drink?
That means you have to drink, yes. I never saw the Star Wars porno, and years ago, funny, this is why we do Mocktails, because as a documentarian or somebody that's a fan that wants to preserve every living Star Wars moment for more than what it's worth. I remember years ago, you gave me a Star Wars Japanese sex video. And,
yes.
I still have it. It's on VHS, yes. And the funniest thing, there was this porn actress called Sky Lopez, and you had this porno Sky's Day Off, and you're like, hey, you got to come in here and see this. And Sky is fighting with like this.
It was very awkward when you tell a guy, hey, you got to come in here and watch this porno with me. Very awkward, but I'm really comfortable with Chris. Go ahead, Chris. You finish the story.
Yeah, and we only knew each other for like a year at that point, you know. But yes, so but I've never seen the Star Wars porno. I refuse. I protest. I will not watch the Star Wars porno. I don't know. Hey, I'm gonna turn this on my audience. Who here has seen the Star Wars porno? Tyler, that's it. Oh, Ian's kind of looking over his shoulder.
Come on.
Lies. This every day, more lies. Okay. Never have I ever pissed off my friends or family over politics or religion.
I do that all the time. Does that mean I have to drink? I still don't grasp like the basic.
Yes, if you've pissed your friends or family off over politics or religion, you need to take a drink. All right, the last question.
Here's another thing I can blame my friends and family for.
You know what? I got to say, I have never had the opportunity to piss my friends off over religion or politics, but I'm probably pushing the envelope. I'm sure, especially if you guys have listened.
You're good.
And if you guys, you know, on the Mocktails Patreon podcast episodes, I kind of dabble with that a little bit, and I've probably crossed the line, but I'm all about freedom of speech, as you know. The last question is, never have I ever seen, this is kind of like the first question about our sisters. So this is pertaining to you and your wife. This is pertaining to me and my wife. Seen our wives in the Slave Leia outfit. Slave Leia outfit. I need to drink to that.
Actually seen it or imagined seeing it?
Actually saw it in the flesh.
I haven't.
Oh, you haven't? Well, I'm a lucky man. John, thank you so much for your friendship and coming on to the show for the first time. We've come a long way.
Everybody.
Cheers, man. Cheers. John, we will catch you next time, brother. Take care. Good seeing you. Hey, I'm going to wrap this show up. Rob is going to do a little outro for us. He is going to perform the instrumental of Devils on the Move tonight. Rob, why don't you send us out of here? And Tyler, why don't you cue up the cool t-shirt graphics that we have. Hey, look at that. We got, hey, you know what? Hey, I want to ask you guys, how come you guys do not play in a band together? Sean can sing. Rob, you can obviously play.
Yeah, right.
Well, the only time we actually ever did do that was at my wedding.
Yeah.
It's kind of the one and only time we actually collaborated.
I think so. We also talked about doing that Blues Brother puzzle.
Oh, yeah.
But no, we never, not that much. Or in high school in the ground.
Yeah, just I don't know. I guess he's the talented one. I'm the one that suffers from delusions of grandeur from years of karaoke. So, yeah.
But you got to have a front man. He'd be a great front man, right?
He'd be great frontman. Yes, he does some kick-ass karaoke, as some of us know.
Yeah. Right?
But hey, before the end of the year, I want to see you guys on stage at a bar, and I want Sean singing for Robert Hines band. Hey, Rob, I got to ask you too, man. Any shows on the horizon?
What?
Rob, any shows on the horizon? I know we're coming out of the dark times, but we haven't completely gotten through it.
So we're starting to look at some dates and stuff like that. And we're doing a couple of podcasts and live streaming things like that. But for right now, it's kind of thin. We're just kind of getting the gears turning again. But really looking forward to it. In fact, I just got together with Fred Mundinger and Dave Kelly, the other guys in the group, just a couple of Fridays ago, and it was great getting back together and working out the kinks a little bit. And I just turned into like a little kid again. I'm like, oh my God, it's so fun playing guitar. I'm playing with you guys.
That's awesome. Hey, Rob, why don't you do the instrumental for us? I'm gonna talk over like I do, just like I do on the YouTube show. Hey, I want to do the name draw, and hey, you guys make sure you check out Patreon. Make sure you check out Patreon. You get a lot of cool stuff with that. We got t-shirts on sale right now. The t-shirts are designed by our good friend Barry Harmon of the Babu Freaks. Head over to Patreon. You do not need to be a Patreon member to purchase these. And again, man, head over there. You're going to keep the show alive. So the winner of the name draw is actually Ian Savage tonight. Ian, you won this, baby. Hey, Ian, you won. All right, cool. Hey, guys, we will see you guys next time on Machtails from the Cantina. Hey, thank you so much for celebrating our 1 year anniversary. Do not forget, we're going to drop episode 24 next week before the end of April, and it's going to be part 2 of this 1 year celebration. And I could not do it without you guys, the fans. So thank you guys in the crowd for attending tonight. Thank you for keeping the show alive. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time on Machtails from the Cantina. So long, everybody.